Everyone, and welcome back to grade 12 math with Mr. Simons. Again, we're looking at quadratic sequence. As I say, it's a compulsory exam question, but now I'm looking at November 2015, 2019, and 2022. So what I've tried to do in these lessons is I try to group similar questions together so you can see how we vary these questions, right? So if we look at slide number 1, November 2015, they say another sequence is defined as Q1, so instead of saying term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, term 5, they just use Q. Q1 equal -6, Q2 equal -6 minus 3, Q3 equal -6 minus 3 plus 5, Q4 -6 minus 3 plus 5 plus 13, Q5 -6 minus 3 plus 5 plus 13 plus 21. So they want us to write a numerical expression for Q6 or term 6. So there you should see -3 plus 8 gives me 5. 5 plus 8 gives me 13. 13 plus 8 gives me 21. So 21 plus 8 would give me 29. So for Q6, I just add another 8 to get to the expression for Q6. Right? Now, they say calculate the value of Q129. So we have to find the formula. Right? So that is what we add there just now. -6 minus 3 gives me -9. -6 minus 3, -9 plus 5 gives me -4. -6 minus 3 gives me -9 plus 5 gives me -4 plus 13 gives me +9. And Q5, -6 minus 3 minus 9 plus 5 gives me -4 plus 13 gives me +9 plus 21 gives me 30. So -6 minus 9 minus 4 minus 9 minus 9 minus 6 gives me -3. Right? -4 minus 9 gives me 9 minus 4, which gives me 5. Right? 9 minus 4 comes 9 plus 4, which gives me 13. 5 minus 3 gives me 5 plus 3, which is 8. 13 minus 5 gives me 8. So therefore, my constant second difference is 8. So from there, 2a equal 8. 8 divided by 2, a equal 4. 3a plus b equal -3. Right? So 3 times 4, 12. b equal -3. -3 minus 12 gives me -15. a is 4 and b is -15. Right? So if I take that over, -6. -4 gives me -10, plus 15 would give me 5. So Qn, instead of saying Tn, would equal 4n squared minus 15n plus 5. So 1 mark for the correct formula. Substitute 121 in there, so 129 squared. 15 times 129 plus 5. So let's see, 129 squared. Can I do it in my head? Let me think. No. I'm just joking. No, my brain don't span that far, but apparently there's people that can do this in their head. Right? If you punch that all in a calculator, we get 64,634. Alright, so 1 for substitution and 1 for final answer. Alright, let's look at the next set of questions. So November 2019, given the quadratic sequence 321, 290, 261, 234, write down the values of the next two terms of the sequence. So I assume you can see it's decreasing. So 290 minus 321 gives me -31. 260 minus 290 gives me -29. 234 minus 261 gives me -27. -29 minus -31 gives me 31 minus 29, which is 2. Minus 27 minus -29 gives me 29 minus 27, 2. My constant second difference is 2. So if I continue, minus 27 plus 2 gives me -25, minus 25 plus 2, -23. So 234 minus 25, 209. 209 minus 23 gives me 186. 1 mark for each one. 2.1.2, determine the general term of the sequence. So again, 2a equal 2, 3a plus b equal -31, a plus b plus c equal 321. So 2a equal to 2, 2 divided by 2 gives me 1. A there is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. Take it over. Minus 31 minus 3 gives me minus 34 for B. A being 1, B being negative 34, plus C equal 321. So that minus 33, if I take it over, 321 plus 33 gives me 354. 1 for A, 1 mark for B, and 1 mark for C. So my formula reads n squared minus 34n plus 354. Alright, let's look at the next question. Right, so which term of the sequence, still from 2019, will have a value of 74? So n squared minus 34n plus 354 equals 74. If I bring it over, 354 minus 74 gives me 280. So I have n squared minus 34n plus 280 equals 0. Negative 20 times negative 40 would give 14 would give me 280. Minus 20 minus 14 gives me 34. So in this case, n equal 20 or n equal 14. So you see, that's why they said which term or terms. Right, so here we have two terms, term 14, which equal term 20 equals 74. One for substituting 74 correctly, one for finding factors, one for finding the two values of n, and one for writing the conclusion or correct statement. Right, which term in the sequence has the least value? So when I say least value or maximum value, we normally work with the first derivative. So first derivative equal to 0 and we solve. Right, so there, first derivative of that, 2 times 1 gives me 2, 2 minus 1 gives me 1, 1 times negative 34 gives me negative 34, and 1 minus 1 becomes 0. Right, make 2n minus 34 equal to 0 for least value. If I take that over, it's positive 34 divided by 2, that is n equal to 17. So 1 for the first derivative and 1 for the value of n. Right? Let's look at the next question. 75, 53, 35, 21 is a quadratic number pattern. Write down the fifth term of the number pattern. So 53 minus 75 gives me negative 22. 35 minus 53, negative 18. 21 minus 35 minus 14. Minus 18 minus minus 22 becomes positive 22 minus 18, which gives me 4. Negative 14 minus minus 18 becomes positive 18 minus 14, which gives me 4. So my constant second difference is 4. So 21 there minus 10 would give me 11. So term 5 would be 11, because minus 14 plus 4 gives me minus 10. Right, 2.2.2, determine the n term of the number pattern. So 2a equal 4, 3a plus b equal negative 22, a plus b plus c equals 75. So 2a equal 4, 4 divided by 2, a equal 2. 3 times 2 gives me 6, plus b equal negative 22. If I take 6 over, minus 22, positive 6 becomes negative 6. That gives me negative 28. So now a is 2, b is negative 28, c 75. That gives me minus 26. If I take it over, plus 26 gives me 101. So 1 mark for a, 1 for b, 1 for c. So Tn equal 2n squared minus 28n plus 101. Alright, so there's my fourth mark for the formula. Alright, next slide. Determine the maximum value of the following number pattern. So here they've given us negative 15 minus 53 over 5 minus 7 minus 21 over 5. So for me to solve without a calculator, I might just make them all the same fractions. Negative 15 times 5 gives me negative 75 over 5. So negative 75 divided by 5 would give me negative 15. But now my denominators are the same. Minus 7 times 5 gives me minus 35. Minus 35 divided by 5 would give me negative 17. So now they also have a denominator of 5 and then minus 21 over 5. So now I have minus 53 minus minus 75, which then gives me 75 minus 53, which is 22. Minus 35 minus minus 53, 53 minus 35 gives me 18. And there minus 21 minus 35. 35 minus 21 gives me 14. Right, so there 22, 18, 14. I'm taking 4 away. So minus 4 over 5 minus 4 over 5. Now if I continue with this adding, so there subtract 4, 10 over 5. Minus 21 plus 10 gives me minus 11. Take 4 away. 10 minus 4, 6. Minus 11 plus 6 gives me negative 5. Negative 5 plus 2 gives me negative 3. And negative 3 plus 5 or plus 2 would give me negative 5. Right? So if we look here, the values increased all the way till minus 3 over 5. There it was 1. Decreased to minus 3 over 5, or increased, and thereafter decreased again back to minus 1. So therefore minus 3 over 5 is the biggest value I've reached. Right, so hope you follow, hope you enjoyed the lesson. Sorry this one is a bit longer than others. So pause if you must. God bless. Bye.